Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect, daily news and a way you did not know you could use. So let's get this. Let's start this off. It is Monday. It is Monday. Okay? Let us keep that in mind. Okay. ACA shoppers face sticker shock as Congress dithers on healthcare. We've been here before, congressional Democrats and Republicans sparring over the future of the Affordable Care Act. But this time, there's an extra complication. Though it's the middle of open enrollment, lawmakers are still debating on whether to extend the subsidies that have given consumers extra help paying their health insurance premiums in recent years. The circumstances have led to deep consumer concerns about higher costs and fears of political fallout among some Republican lawmakers. Here's the thing. How about you all stop? Hey, Nana J, stop lying to one another about universal health care, finally push for universal health care, and we can stop having this stress. Adulthood gives us enough stress. And for those of you all that are like, it'll make the lines longer, it'll take longer, it won't work. You do realize those that work on Capitol Hill, once they've had that position for a certain amount of time, they have lifelong universal health care. Remember when Nancy Pelosi was over in Germany, over in Deutschland, and she fell and cracked her hip wide open, and expeditiously she got it fixed? Remember, because Tazzy Farms members, when Trump got the bid? Thanks to universal health care, unfortunately for us, Mahalia Jackson didn't sing him to the nether regions. So can we stop? Can we stop with the lies and the falsehoods? Like, stop acting as if this isn't something that's needed and as if this isn't something that's going to work. We have so much socialism in this country that works just fine, and you don't have a problem with it. Part of that socialism is the police department that you all love to toss about like it's a sword and a shield. Go, well, if this happens, don't call the police. That's socialism. Paramedics, socialism. Public hospitals, socialism. Medicare, Medicaid, socialism. Any type of insurance that you have, socialism. The highways and byways, socialism. You always talk about, I shouldn't have to pay for somebody else, blah, 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 forgetting that somebody is also paying for you. None of us are independently wealthy. And in order to gain wealth, you are dependent upon other people to a certain extent. If you have no employees, how likely are you going to become wealthy? If you have no one to purchase your products, how likely are you going to become wealthy? If there's nobody to give you a good deal on something, like, now, Trump keeps ever so often, every few business weeks or so, keeps talking about his impending death. Okay, about it, he wants to get into heaven. He's holding fundraisers to get into heaven. Even recently over the weekend, he talked about, which of his children he believes will come and mourn him and who wouldn't. None of them. Like, they're not even coming to check on Pop now as you're sundowning every morning. in the wee hours of the morning. But as I told you all before, he is going through his bucket list, and he's been the ultimate Make-A-Wish kid. And also, he's trying to tick off what he believes will cement a positive legacy for him. Coming from Newsweek, Donald Trump gives update on Arc de Triomphe, not Arc de Triomphe, Arc de Triomphe. At this point, he might as well change his name back to the OG, Triomphe. President Donald Trump Sr. has said his administration is building a triumphal arc in Washington, D.C. Speaking during a reception at the White House on Sunday, Trump said he had tasked his former speechwriter and Domestic Policy Council Director Vince Haley with overseeing the unbelievable arc near the Lincoln Memorial. Because, yet, nothing says you're qualified regarding the construction of a monument with no congressional approval like being a speechwriter for Trump. And we done tore down the east wing of the White House without having truly finalized plans for this ballroom. But we're already going to start on the Arc de Triomphe. Yeah, he's starting. He has all these concepts of construction in the J, but he has not completed anything except for giving me a migraine every few business days. We have a policy thing that's going to be unbelievable happening, he said, pronouncing arc at the French way. I put Vince in charge of the triumphal arc. We're building an arc like Arc de Triomphe, and we're building it by the Arlington Bridge, the Arlington Cemetery opposite the Lincoln Memorial. Why do we need an arc next to a bridge? Does he think this is going to be his arc into heaven? Does he think that is this going to be his Tower of Babel? The project was first reported on in October when the Agence France-Presse news agency photo in the White House showed a map depicting a new arc on the Potomac River. Details about the arc are scant, but some on social media, critics mostly, have dubbed the project Arc de Triomphe. Here's the thing. Let's be accurate about these things. We first heard about this Arc de Triomphe when there was a little mini presser in the Oval, and a reporter was caught on camera by someone else asking what this little replica was that was sitting on his desk that looked like a little toy that somebody had gave him. And he started to talk about it, and members of the White House press team were trying to shoo people out and trying to get him to shut up. And it seems like, they were just placating him with this little model, and it wasn't something that was supposed to come to fruition. This is why the details are scant. Just like when he first started talking about the ballroom, and once again, they gave him AI generated pictures. They gave him a little model, and it was not supposed to, it's very clear that it wasn't supposed to move ahead. Hence why he's still having arguments with the architect and changing architects after, once again, the East Wing has been removed. And I'd like to know where the First Lady's office is currently, because over the weekend, Melania Trump referenced that her husband knows that it's so important that she have an office. Sweetie poo poo. The president works on the West Wing. The First Lady works on the East Wing. Where your office at? And if he valued it so much, why he? You know what, Melanoma, you don't have to answer that. Also, real quick, it is going around on social media that Melania Trump has this new initiative when it comes to foster children. And people are like, it's such a great idea. And look at us on the right. We care about the children instead of just trying to convince them to be the opposite gender, which nobody's doing. But they're only showing you A screenshot of the headline. This new foster care initiative is a collection of collegiate scholarships. They're only good for a handful of Christian-based colleges. It doesn't really say what criteria the foster child has to meet in order to be accepted. And you have to realize foster children age out at 18. So, yay, they get to go to college, but where do they go and where do they live and sleep on breaks? And what all is being paid for? Is room and board being paid for? Do they have a meal plan? And is this meal plan for 3 meals a day or just one meal? Or like, how are they going to pay for books? When they graduate from college, where do they get to live while they find a job? The Trumps are known for having concepts. Enough concepts to get you to give them a pat on the back and a donation. Okay. Coming from CBS Boston, Brian Walsh convicted of first-degree murder in wife's death. A jury found Brian Walsh guilty of first-degree murder Monday in the death of his wife, Anna Walsh, on New Year's Day, 2023, in their Cohasset, Massachusetts home. Massachusetts, why everything got to have so many S's? Do they have anyone to help guide them through it out? No, they don't have anybody to guide them through it. There's no guidance being offered in any of this, Angry. None. Just a handful of Christian-based universities that are like, hey, we're willing to give a scholarship, but we don't know what the scholarship amount is for. If they're hate theme park, if these scholarships are based upon if they're good for certain career fields, certain majors that people are going into. No. It's one of those, it sounds good on paper as long as you don't read the paper. Walsh now faces a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Sentencing will happen Wednesday when victim impact statements in the case will be read. The jury of 6 women and 6 men deliberated for about 6 hours before coming to a decision. Walsh did not appear to react as the verdict was read. Well, no, I think he kind of knew, like, when you off your spouse, especially as blatantly as he did. Like, bro, you didn't even really try to cover your tracks. But this was a huge win for the prosecution. Not having a body, not having a cause of death. WBZ TV legal analyst Jennifer Roman said they convicted 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that they convinced 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that Brian Walsh not only killed her, but he premeditated that murder. Well, her body is missing. During closing arguments on Friday, a prosecutor told jurors that Brian Walsh planned to kill Anna Walsh and hide the evidence because their marriage was falling apart and he needed money from her life insurance policy that was worth more than $1 million. The defense countered by saying text messages show the Walshes loved each other and were planning for the future, and that she died suddenly for unexplained reasons. Then where her body? Where her body? Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey, who had been criticized for his handling of the Karen Reed trial, said this was the first case he can remember where a first-degree murder conviction was secured without a body. Is it though? Because it maybe it's just me, but it seems like every 5 to 10 business years we get another case where they make the same claim as they convict somebody without a body being there. Like, didn't they make a whole movie about this? Not this particular case, but you know. We did hear from Anna's sister, and her comment was, "Justice has been served," Morrissey said. What was Brian Walsh charged with? Walsh pleaded not guilty to a charge of first-degree murder. Jurors could have decided to convict Walsh on a lesser charge of second-degree murder if they believed he killed his wife, but it wasn't pre-planned. Just before the trial started, Walsh pleaded guilty of disposing of a body and misleading police. Judge Diane Frenier ruled that the jury could not be told about the guilty pleas. He has not been sentenced on those charges yet. The prosecution rested Wednesday after calling 48 witnesses, including police investigators, forensic scientists, friends of the couple, and a man who was having an affair with Anna Walsh. The defense did not call any witnesses, and Walsh himself did not take the stand. Honey, the defense attorney should have known when it came out that an affair was happening and the wife was the one having an affair. Something talking about, well, they were planning for the future. They were happy. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. That would work if the man was cheating. Because women are more likely to be like, you know what? He's a good man, Savannah. I'm going to stick by him. A man getting cheated on? Oh, no. She's every whore in the book. He ain't forgiving her. Look, she can't sneeze, and he don't think that she thinking about somebody else's undercarriage. Okay? Okay. Timeline of the Anna Walsh case. On December 31st, 2022, the couple celebrated New Year's Eve at their Cohasset home with family friend Jim Mutlow, who said there was no indication of an impending tragedy. Well, if you're premeditating murder, you don't really put up billboards. You know, you try to be a little slick with it. You try to be a little covert with it. From all the trials that I've watched, all the documentaries, all the, they try to keep it cool. Like y'all ain't seen Law and Order. Okay. Brian Walsh originally told police that his wife took an Uber or Lyft early on the morning of New Year's Day to Logan Airport to catch a flight to Washington, D.C. for a work emergency. She was reported missing on January 4th. When was she notified of this work emergency? Y'all celebrated at home with a friend. She just hop up early in the morning. She already got a flight on a holiday going into DC. What? And why would she take an Uber or Lyft? If y'all so lovey-dovey, comfy, cozy, why didn't you drive her? Walsh was arrested on January 8th after investigators found a broken knife and blood in the basement of their home. They also obtained surveillance footage of Walsh buying cleaning supplies at local stores, as well as a hacksaw and hammer that were later found in the trash. Why do y'all wait until after you commit the crime to go get cleaning supplies? Like, y'all don't regularly clean your house? I'm real concerned about y'all. Prosecutors have released internet searches that were allegedly made by Walsh around the time of his wife's death. The Google searches include 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to, and how long before a body starts to smell. Divorce is an option, people. Breaking up with people is an option. It is an option. Okay? Jeez Louise. They don't. It's panic buying. You're right. It is panic buying. Anna Walsh's body has never been found. I suggest you check the backyard. I suggest you check there. And yes, I am aware of the unfortunate passing of Rob Reiner and his wife. Their son, Nick, has been arrested for questioning. That is the official story. All of that has been put on YouTube at TazJ77, and it's on TikTok as well. So I'm not going to go into detail with it here. But coming from PBS NewsHour, federal authorities arrest 4 suspected extremists in New Year's Eve bombing plot across Southern California. Why y'all want to do everything in California? Is it because California knows how to party? They don't party like they used to. Okay? They're not partying like rock stars anymore. They're partying like geriatric patients because all the cool kids is old. In the city. Oh, don't get us started up in here. Federal authorities on Monday announced the sorry, still having some tooth pain, so intermittent here, intermittent. Federal authorities on Monday announced the arrest of 4 alleged members of an extremist group who are suspected of planning coordinated bombing attacks on New Year's Eve across Southern California. The suspects were arrested last week in Lucerne Valley, a desert city east of Los Angeles, where they were suspected of preparing to test improvised explosive devices ahead of the planned bombings, according to the federal criminal complaint filed Saturday. First of all, I'm happy everybody is willing to work overtime when it comes to the judicial system and that y'all clocking in on the weekend to keep us safe. Love that for us. Love it, love it, love it. Do your due diligence, okay? But make to protect and serve no longer a tagline, but a code of conduct and ethics for your career field, okay? We like it. We love it. We're here for more of it, all right? All right. Now, to the criminals, y'all trying to be a little too good at your job. Y'all out here practicing now. We don't need you to practice. We don't need you to practice. But sweetie pie, there was just a home explosion again in California. People are on high alert. Okay, people are on high alert. And why y'all want to blow everybody up? What do we do to you? Okay, we're out here trying to get some beauty sleep. We're trying to get nap time implemented at work and snack time. Okay, I don't think nap and snack time should stop in kindergarten. Okay, everybody is more productive after a nap and a snack. You won't have so much workplace, fisticuffs and arguments. Customer service will be a whole lot better. So, like, why we got to get blowed up? Why we got to get blowed up? They tried it here in igloo coolers. First of all, coolers nowadays is too expensive. Okay, too expensive. Why? No. Mm-mm. 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 I seen a cooler the other day, $200. Y'all trying to blow them things? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. Okay. No, we need. Come on now. You want to know who needs naps more than kids? Adults. Okay, we got a reason to need a nap. We got stress. We got to keep the kids alive. Absolutely not. Okay, we need some siestas, and don't forget the snack. Okay, if we are good adults, if we take our nap at least an hour, don't give me that Oprah 10-minute pout, because the Oprah, stop lying to them people. 10-15 minutes is not enough. Talking about it's just enough to rejuvenate. No, it's not. It takes 10-15 minutes after 40, after 45 to even fall into a good sleep. So I'm just now getting into a deep REM sleep and you want me to wake up, I'm going to be even crankier. Now, if I'm a good person and I take my full hour nap, I think I should get up to a snack. And by snack, I'm talking about like some birria tacos or something. That type of snack. Don't come in here with like a half a cookie. No. Mm-mm. Right, exactly, Andrew. It better give a reach around because I saw that. And first of all, it wasn't even a big cooler for $200. It ain't had no wheels or nothing. Talking about you can put it on your back. I ain't putting no cooler on my back. If I'm paying $200, it better make its way to my final destination of where I want to sit down at. It better come with something in it. Right, sushi as a snack. Like that's what I feel like it. They are members of an offshoot of a pro-Palestinian group dubbed the Turtle Island Liberation Front, the complaint said. During a news conference Monday, First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaili described the group as a radical anti-government group. They each face charges including conspiracy and possession of a destructive device, court documents show. So y'all pro-Palestinian, highly doubtful. You're against violence against the Palestinian people, but you want to invoke violence against random people in Southern California. They're not supposed to do what? Who is that supposed to help? How was that supposed to help? The group is alleged to have been plotting to set off a series of bombings at multiple targets in California beginning on New Year's Eve and also planned to target immigration and customs enforcement agents and vehicles, attorney Pam Bondi said on social media. Yeah, something tells me they're not pro-Palestinian and they were not targeting ICE. I feel like they're targeting members of this administration, possibly. Officials said you know what? It's sad. It is sad that I feel like I'm living in 1963 with the DOJ and the FBI lying about who's actually the villains and who are the heroes and anti-heroes. Officials said the four suspects were arrested near the desert city of 29 Palms, California, home to a Marine Corps base. Near Marine Corps base, indoctrinated and radicalized. Asaili said the four are all from the Los Angeles area. He said one of the suspects created a detailed plan to bomb 5 or more locations across Southern California on New Year's Eve. What are these locations? If you're claiming that they're pro-Palestinian and anti-ICE, who are they trying to bomb? The suspects all brought bomb-making components to the campsite, including various sizes of PVC pipes, suspected potassium nitrate, charcoal powder, sulfur powder, and materials used as fuses, among others, the complaint states. Federal authorities planned a Monday morning news conference to discuss the arrest. Hey, Shaquila. Bullshit. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yeah, something strange in the neighborhood. Who we gonna call? Not the DOJ. It's Monday. We gotta, yeah, Ghostbusters. And yes, it has been confirmed. Coming up in 2026, we will get the long awaited by somebody Gremlins 3. Which one of y'all asked for that? Which one of y'all asked for that? Hmm? Because I'm pretty sure y'all ain't learned y'all lessons from the previous 2 Gremlins. I know you haven't because I've seen some of y'all children's. I've also seen some of y'all forever mates. I also see y'all current president. Mm-hmm. 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 Now, I know that the MAGA loyalists are out here saying everybody loves Trump. Nobody's losing support for Trump. We just love him now. First of all, some of y'all never actually supported Trump. Y'all supported grifting off of his name because you don't have any talents and you're not that smart. And nobody's subscribing to your OnlyFans. Let's be real. Rightfully blame me. I wanted this. Of course you did, Jay. How? I should have known. I should have known some way, somehow you were behind this. And Jay, you know I love you. Meet me outside. I don't want to hurt you. I want to give you a bear hug. Just meet me outside. Meet me outside with the Charmin and the Berenstain Bears. Okay, we just want to talk to you for just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little shooting of the breeze. This it. That's it. And for the MAGA hats that love to trickle in from time to time, my Grogu needed a friend. No, I did not need a friend. Coming from Fox News, 13 Republicans defied GOP leadership, vote with Dems to advance repeal of Trump order on federal unions. 13 House Republicans joined Democrats in advancing a bill to reverse President Donald Trump's executive order cracking down on federal worker unions on Wednesday evening. The bill was led by Representative Jared Golden, a Democrat out of Maine, who forced a vote on the measure via a mechanism called a discharge petition. It's designed to force a vote on legislation over the wishes of leadership, provided it gets support from a majority of House lawmakers. Hold on, real quick, Chiquila, if you're still in here, tomorrow we'll go over what you messaged me about, because I got quite a few things to do today. I don't want to promise today and it'll be midnight by the time I get to it. I don't do that. A motion to proceed with debate and a vote on the final bill passed the House in a 222 to 200 vote. All 209 voting Democrats voted with 13 Republicans to advance the bill, which is now headed for another House-wide procedural hurdle Thursday. Okay, cool. Good. I keep telling y'all, Republicans never wanted Trump. And now publicly, they're like, F that trick. Who F that trick? They want off this ride. They're like, I wish I never met him at all, even though we hate him so. Navy delivers report to Hegseth on potential of punishment for Senator Mark Kelly over illegal orders video. Yeah, you heard that right. The U.S. Navy has submitted its recommendations on potential punishments, if any, for Democratic Senator Mark Kelly over his participation in a video that reminded U.S. troops that they have a duty to refuse illegal orders, a Pentagon official told CNN on Thursday. How you gonna punish him? You gonna put him in timeout for reminding people of the law, for telling the truth? Those recommendations have been submitted to the Pentagon's Office of General Counsel, where they are providing a legal review and input, the official said. It was not immediately clear what recommendations were included in the report. A spokesperson for Kelly told CNN in a statement that the senator was never notified or contacted about the Navy secretary delivering a report at Hegseth's request, and reiterated he will not be intimidated by the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth or President Donald Trump. I think this is a good time to remind y'all that Mark Kelly is a twin. Mark Kelly is a twin. And neither one of those men have ever shied away from the smoke, okay? Okay, this is a man who was about to whoop somebody's whole tail. Not half of it, not a quarter of it, not 1/16 of it, over his wife. Okay? Okay. And his brother ready with the ready. Okay? Okay. He don't care if it's gravity, zero gravity, a little bit of gravity, whole lot of gravity, extra gravity, like that. Diet gravity, splendid gravity, equal gravity. He don't care. Okay? He don't care. All right. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. And one thing for certain, two things for sure, don't mess with white people twins. Okay? Do not mess with white people twins. Okay? Every other ethnicity with they twins, they for the smoke. They are. Well, white people twins, first of all, white men, highest number of annihilators, okay? At the top of disembowelments and dismemberments. And then you get twins together, because y'all know twins be having their own little languages, okay? And usually they be trying to talk each other off the ledge of doing some heinous stuff. White people, twins, oh, non-GMO gravity. Exactly. Don't mess with leave the white people twins alone. Leave, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. And Hexef, stop trying to intimidate people or get people prosecuted for reminding folks that nobody wants to be prosecuted for war crimes or for treason. Let's not do that. Let's not. Now, we all know that Trump wants his birthday to become a national holiday. And he thinks that the first step in that is like, you know what, on my birthday, aka Flag Day, you can get into the national parks for free, but not on those Negro holidays. Nope, not on the Negro holidays. Because, unless you explicitly put black in the name or black person's name in it, that's the only time they think of an association with black people, because I guess we have no other history, okay? But in said national park gift shops, they're purging merchandise that promotes DEIA. It's no diversity, equity, inclusion, or accessibility. Now, we do realize that this war on DEIA has, just like getting rid of affirmative action, all these things, it's hurting white men. White men can't get into college. White men no longer qualify for those coveted executive positions because meritocracy has never been a thing in this country. DEIA, affirmative action, things like that, we're trying to bring forth a meritocracy. And see, white men believing that, whiteness and a prostate just automatically makes you successful and smart and wise and all. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. I would say y'all cute in thinking that, but no. Now, coming from Politico, vote to overhaul FEMA canceled after leaked report. First of all, do not trust Kristi Noem to overhaul anything. Did y'all see how she overhauled her face? Too soon? Too soon? Too much? Too much? Too much? Too much? Too much? It was too much plastic that she put up in her face. I don't know how you look in the mirror and go, oh, I'm a pretty heifer. Let me go mess this up. And then you turn yourself into the lead in a horror film. Just spend the whole horror film decaying in a casket in the middle of a desert. Mm. 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 An expert panel advising President Donald Trump Sr. about overhauling the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, canceled a meeting scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern Standard this past Thursday, at which members were set to release a report recommending their changes to the disaster agency. I would say the recommendation should be get rid of Kristi Noem and all the plastic that she brought. I mean, I thought we were supposed to be saving the turtles and eliminating all the plastic waste. Santa got me on the naughty list, ain't he? Santa got me on the naughty list, ain't he? It's a good it's a good thing. It's a good thing that on my daddy list there's no naughty or nice. He knows his child. The move came after Trump officials were angered that CNN had obtained a copy of the FEMA Review Council's final report and published an article on its website Wednesday, according to two people who were close to the panel. One review council member told a person close to the panel that officials canceled the meeting to demonstrate that the leaked report has not been finalized and is subject to change. That's not a reason to cancel a meeting. I've been a part of a multitude of panels, organizations, think tanks, and memos have been leaked. Reports have been leaked, whether the final report or not. We continued with the meetings. You want to know what we did in those instances? The feedback that we were getting from the public, we factored into the final decisions. Like you're not sticking it to us and proving a point. No, you're not. You're letting us know that this report is factual and that it is finalized. And you all are immature and not good at your jobs. The Trump appointed 13-member council, led by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, has been working for months on recommendations to streamline FEMA and speed up disaster aid. The cancellation apparently occurred at the last minute. Shortly after noon Thursday, Noem was testifying before the House Homeland Security Committee and left the hearing before it ended to attend the review council meeting. That's not why she left. She left because she had green eggs and ham all over her face. Okay. She didn't realize that her bigotry and the bigotry that they're spewing in regards to immigration had caused people who served in the military of these great here United States, according to them, great United States, have been deported, have been detained, have been abducted, have been disrespected by members of her office, by people she is in a position of governance over. That's why she left. Let's not lie. She just didn't want additional egg on her face with this. Especially after she got two planes to continue to play ice G.I. Jane Barbie. I have to actually leave this hearing early because the FEMA Review Council is giving their report today on suggestions for changes to FEMA, and I have to co-chair it. Noem told Representative Josh Burchine, Republican out of Oklahoma, who had asked her a question. And here's the thing. Y'all do realize that these committee hearings aren't just sprung on them. This isn't like your petty ass, hey auntie, this isn't like your petty ass boss at your company that, likes to call meetings that should have been a text or a quick voice note just because they're ticked off. No, these things are on the books, and she's the head of DHS. She can change the schedule. Now, I know many years ago, somebody got upset with me, a couple business owners and one assistant, because I say it. As business owners, we don't change our schedules for our assistants. We can take notes for ourselves. We can do, and they took offense to it, but it's the truth. It is the truth. We have to be the ones to set the tempo, to set the schedule. If we're being led by subordinates, baby, we're in the wrong position. And that's not disrespectful. That's not classist. That's fact. So, FEMA today is deploying resources 2 times faster on average than in history, which means the dollars are going out twice as fast as they ever had before, Noem said, without providing documentation. Of course, she's not going to provide documentation because survey says that's a bold-faced lie. We don't need documentation. We don't need exact numbers because we can look to the left, look to the right, look up, look down, and we can see the truth. Let us not forget, in disasters that have occurred this year alone, since this administration took the helm, how many times have people been stuck sitting and waiting? Especially when Kristi changed the rules that things of a certain dollar amount, she has to personally sign off on while she's flying all around showing off her Rolex and then making people take off their shirts in El Salvador so she can take thirst trap pictures. And let's not forget, it's hard for a DHS secretary to keep up, you know, her bend it over schedule for her affair partner. And then she had the daunting task of moving into military housing. And let's not forget, she also had the daunting task of being robbed while having a Secret Service detail and the entirety of her immediate family around her. Now, joke a lot regarding things that the British Museum would be eyeing, because the British Museum is Ocean's 11 on meth and crack. Okay, just stealing from any and everybody. So this story coming from excuse me, Al Jazeera gives me a little chuckle. Okay. And before anybody comes in here with the moral high ground, the two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs make it entertaining. Okay. Okay. All right, Sheila. I don't care. Okay. Save it for Pastor Tom on Sunday. I don't care. More than 600 British Empire era artifacts stolen from Bristol Museum. This is the type of carrying on I love. Okay, as a historian, I love this. I love this. Chef's kiss. Mwah! Do it again. Okay. Yeah. Steal some stuff from the colonizers. Steal all the stuff. Like their British artifacts are just stuff that was stolen from other people anyway. Steal it back. Steal everything back. Yeah, because I don't understand how we can't prosecute museums for receiving stolen goods. Because they all go, well, I didn't know that it was stolen. How'd you get it? Why are you in Great Britain with stuff that belong to the Chinese? Okay. Police in southwest England say more than 600 artifacts linked to the history of the British Empire and Commonwealth have been stolen from the Bristol Museum's collection. Well, given that British monarchy has always been indebted to people and was like handing out titles because folks was giving them money, their name was Stephen. I approve getting this lick back. Okay. Avon and Somerset police released images of 4 suspects on Thursday as part of an appeal for information. You don't know nothing. Okay. And these pictures look real blurry. And if they don't look blurry for you, should you come across and take your glasses off? Squint your eyes. Cut the light off. You catch what I'm putting down? Okay. Investigators say the items, described as having significant cultural value to what? What is British culture other than putting everything in gelatin or slathering mushy peas and gravy on it? Like, why y'all still eating like you had in bunkers during the war? What are they still rationing to y'all over there? Yes, it's very grainy. Were taken from a museum storage facility during the early hours of September 25th. Oh, it was taken on September 25th. Y'all just now talking about it. It couldn't have been that important. Ain't that what y'all be telling us when y'all take our stuff? That if we didn't report it quick enough, it couldn't have been that important? Couldn't have been that important. Rules for we are the rules for thee. Officers have not clarified why the appeal is being issued more than 2 months after the theft. Was it cops that did it? Cops steal. Cops steal a lot. Mostly our happiness and our safety and security, but they steal a lot. A lot. But they say they want to speak to 4 men seen in the area at the time. So you waited months, and now you don't want to talk about it more until you talk to 4 men. I don't think nobody want to talk to you. I don't. Should have had better security. Yes, they should have. What were the artifacts wearing? Bristol City Council confirmed that the stolen collection spans medals, badges, pens, jewelry, carved ivory, silverware, bronze figures, and geological samples. That's definitely stuff that y'all stole from other people. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like some white people hired some white people to steal from some white people, so that the white people who hire some white people to steal from some other white people could impress some white people when they come over to do white people things in the white people houses. And some of these things are probably going to end up on white people boats. And non-white people do not get on white people boats. Um, Last time we got on white people boats, it never works out well for us. You know, transatlantic slave trade, Titanic, current Carnival cruises. Philip Walker, the council's head of culture and creative industries, said the objects reflect more than 2 centuries of Britain's connections with countries incorporated into its empire. Told you they stole it. So you went and colonized other people. You stole their good china. You stole their good silverware. Probably over the holidays, they invited you over and you just kept slipping them out one piece at a time in your purse, wouldn't you? You put it in your purse and never brought it back, you thieving heifer. This is why people don't invite y'all over anymore. One, y'all can't cook. Why everything got to be in eel sauce and lumpy cold gravy? How come y'all cheese don't melt? And why you got to have tuna and gravy all over everything? And then you stealing the plate settings and the jewelry. So you taking my good jewelry. This is why no. This is why we don't invite you over no more. This absolutely not. Get somebody else to do. The cheese don't melt. Theme park. Look up British food with cheese. It don't never melt. They'll be first of all, their cheese fries. How you gonna take a slice of cheese and slap it on some fries? And even that ain't melted. They over there eating, it ain't even struggle meals. They eating the struggle meals that you feed to the struggle meals before it becomes a struggle meal. It's it's disturbing. And then they putting dye into the mushy peas to make them super bright. They look like somebody 2-year-old niece done colored in the mushy peas. And why do you want to eat mushy peas? Why are you eating baby food? GMO, modified original. Like what? No. Like ugh. Mm, mm. The collection is of cultural significance to many countries and provides an invaluable record and insight into the lives of those involved in and affected by the British Empire, Walker says. So give them back their stuff. Give them back their stuff. Give them back their stuff. Well, it looks like they came and took their stuff. It's a significant loss to the British, but you didn't think it was a significant loss to the people you stole from? Like British. You stole people. You commissioned people to go steal people. But now you mad and you clutching your pearls because somebody stole their stuff back? Let me remind you, stole people, whole human beings. And then when folks was writing to y'all like, hey, could y'all stop stealing our people? And like, could you send some people back? Like you took some queens. You took some mothers of some chiefs of some tribes. Can you send them back? And you goofy, ratchet bastards was like, ooh, new phone, who this? We can't send them back. And then you put out an ad campaign acting like we wasn't trying to get our people back. But let a little white girl get kidnapped, and y'all sending a whole Trojan horses to go get her. And then you really didn't even want the heifer back. Y'all don't even like each other. But now you mad because we stole our stuff. Well, allegedly, we stealing our stuff back. Is it stealing if it's your stuff and you get it back? Well, I guess so. They did put OJ Simpson in jail for going to get his stuff back. But okay. I guess that's what we doing now. I think that's pretty messed up, but what do what do I know? What do I know? And don't worry, y'all. I'm working on y'all Bazinga shirts and the Demure Till Demented shirts. I got y'all. I heard y'all. And I'm not that slow. Y'all don't, every couple hours, you don't have to keep DMing me. I remembered. Okay? All right. Shush! Now, as always, thank you all for joining me here on the Taz Effect, especially those of you all listening on the airwaves of GCPR.live. Now, given that today is Monday, okay, I'm sorry, you poor unfortunate souls that had to get up and adult today. Now it's called a repo. I would agree with you, it is a repo. Um, Today is Monday, so after this, the next thing that you will have on the GCPR airwaves will be tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and that will be Conversations with T. Nathan. Otherwise, we will start the day off fresh tomorrow at 8 a.m. with Thomas the Villain Bishop for a Sound of Coffee. And then, of course, at 11 a.m., keep it solid. As always, make sure you're subscribed everywhere that you can view and or listen to GCPR Radio, where every voice matters. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Be good, or at least good adjacent, or good enough where it does not require bail. All right? All right. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Be good, y'all.